The answer for how to love a stranger is to just look at yourself. Look at your own suffering, look at your own loneliness, your own despair, your own confusion, the fact that you don't seem to feel fulfilled sometimes, you feel empty sometimes, you don't feel like you're getting the support you need, you're not moving fast enough, you're down on yourself, you're desperate for things in the world, you feel isolated. Think about all the emotions that you experience on a daily basis and think about what you would need. What do you need? What would you need at the highest, at the deepest level? You need love. Imagine if you were a child. What would you need from your parent in that moment? You need love. You seek love from God, you seek love from other people, you seek love from your parents. All we really want is to be acknowledged, to be seen, to be understood, to be respected as human beings. So the way you love a stranger is by looking at their eyes, looking at the pain that's in their eyes, the loneliness, the confusion, the fact that they have so many unlived dreams, probably so many regrets. They've got stresses going on in their life. They've got problems at home, problems with their wife, with their husband, with their kids, with their friends. You're just like them. You're no different. You're just like them. And so in that moment, remember that. Remember that you're just like them. Remember that you're no different. And remember that what they're desperate for, what they're really, really craving is somebody to just love them. And truly, the ultimate love is God's love. We all know that. We all know that we didn't create love. It was just given to us. And you go back far enough, we know where it came from. It came from the creator. It came from God. God is love. So if you want to know how to love a stranger, what you do is you really look at them, really, really look at them and try to not go inside their mind, but go inside their experience. Try to live life in that moment as if you were them. And what you can do is you can visualize, even if you can't bring yourself to smile at the person who's looking at you, or at a person who's across the room, or maybe a person you just met. Just visualize just putting your arm out on their shoulder, right? Just right here, right there on their shoulder, or giving them a hug, right? And just visualize the connection between you and them. You're basically projecting yourself into that moment because sometimes it's really hard to just think about the experience verbally. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't resonate. We don't feel anything when we're constantly verbalizing things. We always need the next thing to say. What do I say? What is the right thing to say? In what way? What tone? Tell me the words. It's not about that. It's about the feeling. It's about the energy. It's about the extension of the gifts that have been given to you from God. It's your demonstration of your gratitude that even though you're undeserving, that you could have been born in any other place at any other time, any other circumstance, you're here now, you're alive, you have your senses, you have your body, and you have all these opportunities in front of you. Your life is truly a blessing. Don't forget that. It's truly a blessing. When you understand that blessing, when you feel that blessing, when you're grateful for that blessing, and you really take a moment to think about how truly, and I mean this in the most compassionate way possible, how truly undeserving you are, how truly undeserving we are for what we have. We didn't choose to be fed. We didn't choose to be clothed. We didn't choose any of these things. Somebody kept us alive. So remember that when the next time you're looking at somebody, that they need that same level of support. They're struggling, they're suffering. And so when you start to really feel that, you really start to feel that there really is very little distance between you and them. Very little. That you're just like them and you extend yourself outwards, perhaps with some words, perhaps with a look, just the way you look at them, perhaps with a little smile, a hello. Or if it's nonverbal, they're just talking and you just, You're listening, you're looking at them deeply in their eyes, and you're really trying to experience life the way they're experiencing life. And you're going to notice that as you do that, you might feel a little bit of their, or at least understand a little bit of the stresses that they're going through, the despair that they're holding on to, the loneliness that they have deep down inside, the struggles that they're going through with their work, with their spouse, with their kids, with their friends, with their finances, and really just visualize yourself being moving from where you are in this place, because maybe you don't feel comfortable to, you know, pat them on the shoulder, not like a little dog tap, but really just to, hold your hand out to them. And maybe it's not appropriate, because oftentimes it's not appropriate. You don't really need to do that. But really, it's more about the way you look at and understand somebody. They feel that energy. That energy is tangible. It's tangible beyond the five senses. It's tangible internally. It's an interoceptive feeling. It's a sensation that somebody can just look at somebody, be in somebody else's presence, and just feel what they're feeling. And if that energy is strong, then of course you're going to feel it. You probably notice this with people who are maybe very negative, very toxic. They just project that energy, right? That darkness. You can feel that. We've all had that experience. We've all had probably some experience of the opposite. Definitely that experience, but probably some experience of the opposite too, where you're in somebody and their laughter is infectious, their smiles are infectious, their energy is just infectious. You could just feel that person. You don't have to be somebody else. I'm telling you, it's the way that you really look at somebody and understand somebody. But truly, truly you're going into their experience. So that's how you love a stranger. You love a stranger by remembering that your suffering, your loneliness, your despair, your confusion, your stresses, your anxieties are theirs as well, and theirs are yours. You're experiencing the same thing in different ways, and you and them, they need the same. Everybody needs the same thing. We all need the same thing. We all need recognition. We all want appreciation, need appreciation. We need love. We need support. We need it. Otherwise, we'll spiral into the void, into the darkness. And a lot of people are already there. They're already there because they never received that. It was never a genuine, there was never a genuine connection of that capacity made when they were growing up. And I know it's going to be hard at first, especially if you're already in that state where you say, Constantine, I can't feel that. I can't do that for somebody else. But you know what you can do? You can do something from the heart. You can give from the heart. You can give something to somebody, do something good for somebody from the heart. And it can be anything you want. Maybe it's a large act. Maybe it's a small act. Maybe you buy somebody's coffee. Maybe you put, $1 into a homeless person's cup. Maybe you buy them a sandwich. Maybe you just smile at somebody and you say hello. You just take the goodness. Think about the goodness that you would want in your life and give that away. Give it to somebody else. And initially, it may be very hard. It may be difficult, more difficult than you might imagine, or maybe as difficult as you imagine. But in the end, what other option do you have? What other option do we have in this life? There's only one of two directions we can go in. And we all want to go in the direction that is not going to lead us into the void, into despair, into darkness, into that suffering that all too often will creep in when we're silent, when we're alone, when we're giving into a temptation, when we're engaging in some kind of vice, and we think to ourselves, oh, again, I did it again. Why? Why did I do it again? The other people in your life, other strangers, they're going through the exact same experience. So the way that you would want to be regarded in that moment is the way you regard somebody else. no matter where they are. And like I said, it may be hard for you to do, but it's okay. You're not going to wake up tomorrow and be that way the whole day, every day from now until the end of your life. Maybe you'll try with one person, and then you might feel exhausted. Maybe you're going to be able to do it for a whole day and then not for a few days. That's okay. Maybe you'll be able to do it, once a day, every day for some days, and then, well, maybe you fall off and because things are going wrong. You're a human being. You're a human being. You can't be perfect. Of course, in many ways, we do aspire to perfection, perfect virtues, the perfect person. We aspire to that, knowing that it's very unlikely that we will ever get to that place, but the journey's worth it because look who you become in the process. Look who you become in the process. It doesn't matter if you're not perfect. It doesn't matter if the attainment, if it doesn't matter if you ever attain it. What matters is the progress that you're making, the journey, the struggle that you're going through. That's what matters because it is going to be a struggle sometimes, but you try and don't beat up on yourself if you fail because everybody fails at everything every day, even if they don't admit it. They fail internally. We fail internally. We fail in the way that we know we should be treating other people according to our own standards. We fail according to how much work we're doing or not doing. We fail according to how we treat the people closest to us. We fail in taking care of ourselves. We fail in so many areas. So that's a normal part of human existence. So what we do is we exercise repentance, which means we change the orientation of our hearts, of our minds. We put forth a genuine effort to make corrections, and we keep moving forward, knowing that the struggle is what makes us stronger. And when you start to extend yourself and you start to be able to extend however it is that you're feeling to another person, to another human being, to a stranger, then what you're doing is you're taking the gifts that have been given to you and you're spreading them out into the world. You're planting seeds. You're planting seeds in the hearts of other people and the hearts and minds of other human beings.